My name is Cody Zilverberg. I am a range scientist and I work on livestock integration here at the Dakota Lakes Research Farm. And at the research farm, of course, we're concerned about the economics of farms, but we're also very interested in maintaining the land bases in terms of having living soils and clean water, producing healthy food, and even having a farm which is a habitat for wildlife. And so we think that the livestock integration is a very important part of all those goals that we have. And so in this field is one example of how that works into these multifaceted goals that we have. This field has, for several years now, has been dedicated to forage crops, and what we try to do is get 2 crops out of it. So what you see here now is triticale. It's been swathed. We'll bale it as soon as it's ready. We'll move the bales off and we'll plant a second crop, probably pearl millet. And then later this year we'll bring the cows in and they'll graze the pearl millet while it's standing, and we'll feed the bales back to the cows at the same time. So all of that biomass that was produced here is going to stay here on this field. The nutrients will stay here, and we even strategically place those bales on parts of the field that may have eroded in the past to try to kind of give a boost to building the organic matter back up in those spots. So this is something that what's happening here, because of the livestock, we're able to diversify our rotations by using these forage crops. And in this case, we're doing 2 forage crops, but in other cases we may even use a perennial. And when we've got the livestock, we're able to harvest those crops, and so we get some economic return rather than just returning all that biomass to the soil. Another objective we have here, ideally we would like to be able to keep these cattle. We want to keep these cattle on the land as long as we can, because the longer we have them on the land, the more we're returning the nutrients that we produced here back to the soil. And maybe we can even take some cattle all the way to finishing, all the way till they're ready to go to the butcher right here on our own farmland. On top of that, we have, this feeds into our drought strategy a little bit. We fall calve, and those cows, because of that, we are weaning in the spring. And so when we wean in the spring, we can evaluate our forage base at that time. And if we're short on forage, if we're short on rainfall, then we can sell those calves right away. But if we've got an abundant forage, we can keep them as long as necessary and keep putting weight on those calves right here on the farm.